Hi guys, it's Anthony with AJK Beauty back with another video. Today's actually going to be my August, or I guess like late summer, get ready with me video. So I actually already did my morning routine earlier today, but I got home from work and I'm actually going to be meeting with some friends. It's been really kind of hot and a little like muggy / dry and sweaty out. So I just wanted to do kind of a refresh, redo that morning routine because I have put on quite a bit of sunscreen already today. So just kind of do a refresh, go through my morning routine as it is today, and then of course I'll come back, this evening, tonight, and do my nighttime routine. So let's get into it. A lot of this stuff is products that you may have already seen in my routine. Some of it is new. And then I'll just do some quick descriptions. And then as I empty or, run out of these products, I'll be doing empties videos. And that's when I'll talk a little bit more in depth about my final opinions on them. But yeah, make sure to check out full reviews, AJKBeauty.wordpress.com, and then you can find like shorter condensed reviews on my Instagram. That's AJKBeauty at AJKBeauty on Instagram. So check out those channels. I'm just gonna close this because you can see like the line in the bathroom door. I don't know, it bugs me. Anyway, so even though I do have sunscreen on, I'm gonna be going back through tonight and doing my full evening routine. So I'm not going to do an oil-based cleanser right now. I'm just going to do a water-based cleanser because that's what I would normally do in the morning anyway. And so right now, and as with my other get ready and unready videos, everything's going to be in reverse because I'm using my front-facing camera, just the way I have this attached to my mirror. There's like magnets involved anyway, so I have to use my selfie cam to do these videos. But anyway, so I am using the Peach and Lily Power Calm Hydrating Gel Cleanser. I've been using this for just about a month now. I'm a couple days away from hitting a month, and I still have quite a bit to get through. I think it's like about to here. So there's probably, I'd say, a little less than half left, maybe like a third left. But this is a very, very gentle, mildly foaming gel cleanser, and it is completely clear. You can see it there. It looks like a serum almost. I almost want to call it a serum cleanser because it's so gentle and just doesn't foam up, doesn't strip the face or anything like that. It's a super, super gentle cleanser. And at first, when I first started using it, I wasn't sure how I felt about it because you can see it, there's like nearly no foam. Even when putting it in my Noonie whip maker to like kind of foam it up, it really still didn't give me very much. So I have actually taken to liking it without like a whip maker or anything because it's just so gentle and it has like a lot of slip and slide, almost like a serum. So it has this like slip to it, and it almost feels really nourishing and calming. It has a lot of calming ingredients, and that's kind of the whole point of it. Is it's perfect for like super sensitive, super like redness prone skin that just can't handle harsh ingredients or harsh surfactants. It's just incredibly soothing and calming while being decently cleansing. Like you can see there's pretty much nothing there, but I mean the cleanser's still there, it just doesn't really lather. And so it's nice to almost kind of give yourself a facial massage with because it doesn't feel stripping. It feels very gentle and your hands just kind of glide over it. And so I just take, a minute to get it evenly distributed on my face, and then kind of come in with some water and then massage again and come in with some more water. Excuse me. But it's growing on me, I'll say that. I'm so used to my foaming cleansers. They're pH balanced, but they're foaming cleansers. I'm sorry. And I've just gotten so used to that, and I love that like luxurious feeling of like a super rich foam that it took some getting used to with this cleanser because it doesn't really offer that, but it is very calming, and my skin always just feels really clean afterwards, but like so much natural hydration and like oils have been left behind, a decent amount, that it's just not stripping at all. But I haven't been prone to breakouts or clogged pores because of that. So I think it's doing a decent job. It's just kind of a different format than I'm used to. I'm just gonna rinse real quick. Okay, sorry, I rinsed and then the collar in that shirt earlier was getting in the way, so I swapped shirts. But anyway, so yeah, it's just it's a consistency of cleanser that I need to get familiar with and kind of, you know, get used to, and this is definitely helping because it doesn't really foam at all, but it still does a decent job of cleansing. And I love that I don't have that like squeaky clean feeling. It's just like a nice, gentle cleanser that pairs wonderfully with an oil-based cleanser in the evening. And if you're the type of person that's been like kind of juggling between, do I just wash my face with water in the morning, or do I use a cleanser, or you're somewhere in between where the water's just not enough but a cleanser has been too stripping to use in the morning or too drying, then I think that this one would be a good option to try because it is just so gentle and almost like serum-like. It's really nice. So anyway, moving on, the next thing I'm gonna do is my toner. So my toner that I'm using right now is actually in a spray bottle, and it's not really working in a spray bottle, but I try to put all my toners in a spray bottle to mist on. But it's actually the, let's see, it is the Huamisa Organic Flowers Deep Rich Toner. So that's what's in this spray bottle. I like misting on my toners now. I'm starting to like that more and more. But because this is kind of a thicker toner, it doesn't really look like it in the bottle, but in the hand it's a little bit heavier, even heavier than like the Claire Supple Preparation Toner. It doesn't mist out of the spray bottle at all really well. It just kind of goes and so it's a little too aggressive. So I spray it into my hands now. So I'll do 1 or 2 pumps and then I just kind of pat / lightly run the product across my skin. And this is just providing that initial boost of hydration. The Huamisa Organics toner has a lot of flower and plant extracts for brightening, hydrating, soothing. But I am loving these thicker toners. Even in this like heat, I still find them to be very refreshing and cooling, even though they, once again, feel almost kind of serum-like. They're a little bit thicker. But I really like them. My only thing, I've been using this toner for about a week and a half now, maybe 2. The only thing I can say early on, or this early on, is, I'm gonna do 4 layers of this, by the way. Early on is depending on, like if I have like an active, like if I decide to put my vitamin C on very first thing, or if I put my essence on before my toner for some reason, you know, for whatever reason, I find that this does tend to feel a little bit sticky depending on what's been put underneath it. Or even sometimes on top of it. Like I found that sometimes it reacts by creating this kind of stickiness or tackiness if something's been put on top of that. And that's not a bad result. I was listening to, I think it was Gothamista, she was talking about how like more hydrating products that have more humectants will sometimes have that stickiness to them, and that's just because they're providing a lot of deeper hydration. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time for that to fully absorb, but it will in time. So even just that initial, like as this starts to pat dry, it does have a little bit of tackiness to it, but it's not uncomfortable. It's just something I noticed that like a more watery toner wouldn't have. But yeah, my skin always just feels super plump and dewy, like it just had a big old drink of water, and this product just smells awesome too. So yeah, I've been using it for about a week and a half, 2 weeks, and I've only gotten through that much. So it's pretty good value. I mean, it's a pricier toner, but I'm really liking it so far, and that spray bottle holds about half the actual bottle. So that's that for the toner. Then moving on to the essence, the one that I'm using right now is also in a glass spray bottle, but it is the it is the Cacao Matcha and Chia Essence Lotion. So this is kind of like, I know a lot of people have been raving about those lotion toners or the cream skins. So it's kind of like got that like light emulsion mixed with a toner or mixed with an essence. And this is in that same realm because it's an essence that also has a lot of emollient and oil-based ingredients, but it doesn't have that milkiness. So it's missing like the milk protein or whatever causes that like cloudy white look. This is just kind of a clear formula. But to me, from what I'm reading about the cream skins, is it has a lot of those same benefits. It's almost like a super light moisturizer combined with like an essence or a toner, which allows their emollient ingredient in your routine. But this comes out in just a really nice like fine mist. And then I just do a couple pumps just like I did with the lotion. And I'm gonna go in with this, I'll do 3 times. My skin's feeling a little dry today. It has chia seed extracts of various oils. I'll go over all of it in the empties review. And overall, I like it. I think it smells wonderful. It has like this light honey scent, and you can see it's already starting to build kind of a glow. So it doesn't feel oily, even though you can almost kind of see it when you spray it. You can see the little beads of oil in the formula, but it doesn't feel oily. It absorbs fairly well and leaves behind this nice glow or nice dewiness. And I think it helps to lock in all of that watery hydration from the Deep Rich Toner. Not that that doesn't lock it in itself, but anyway. So it's just a nice added spray of hydration. I don't think that my skin is like absolutely must have this, or in general absolutely must have an essence as long as I'm using a decent toner. But, you know, just as an add-on for an extra boost of hydration, especially those with super dry skin, I think it's a good option. Thus far, I've only been using this, I think it's been about maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and you really only need a teensy amount. I have refilled this. This is how much I have left of the bottle. So I'm down to the last little bit, but I've still got this entire thing, plus this to get through. So that's that for the essence. My only thing is, if I remember correctly, is there added fragrance? I don't think there's added fragrance, but I think there is alcohol in this formula. It's really low on the list, but I've been using some essence and toner products that are deeply hydrating and offer similar benefits the past few months that don't have added fragrance or added alcohols, or I guess drying alcohols. So having said that, I don't know. I don't think I would come back to it just that's one of the reasons, but also I think my routine in general has allowed me to maybe be able to step away from essences just because I'm finding a lot of hydration in my toners, and then also I've been leaning more on my serums and more emollient moisturizers to like kind of lock everything in. So essence is just kind of a fun bonus step, a little bit of a luxury item that I love, and I think they have their place, especially if you're looking to lighten hyperpigmentation and dark spots. Those first treatment essences from like Misha or Secret Key or the Neogen Real Ferment, those are great for offering some brightening, lightening the hyperpigmentation because they contain niacinamide. But personally, I've found it much easier and actually a little bit more effective just to go right in with what I want from those products, which is that brightening and that niacinamide. And I picked up fairly recently the Ordinary's niacinamide 2%, zinc 2% serum. And so this is my serum step in the daytime along with my vitamin C, which we'll talk about. But this is my daytime serum. I've only been using this for about 5-6 days, but I feel like I'm already noticing a difference in just kind of the gentle brightening, and my dark spots and hyperpigmentation look a little bit more reduced or less apparent. It's very, very light. Like, I mean, I'm not seeing like drastic difference in a week, but I feel like I'm seeing some progress, and I like that this has some hydrating ability as well. So I used to do 2 big drops in my palm and then kind of rub it all together and pat it in. But now I've been trying to kind of break that up into various spots on my face. That way I get a more even application. and it seems to be working okay. I've used various methods to apply like dropper stuff, and I find that doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7's good, or sometimes just like 1, 2, 3, 4, just depending on how much of a slip the serum has, but that one does okay. But I just like this. I mean, essences are great, and I probably would only come back to those brightening essences, even though I used one from Blythe that was hydrating, that I would probably use that as an essence and a toner. It's similar to the Deep Rich, if not even thicker. So I think that one could take the place of essence toner. I think this can take the place of essence and toner. So that's kind of what I'm going for. Something heavier that's either a toner or an essence, I guess, that kind of has the power to do both. And it's not so much about brightening or using that niacinamide or fermented ingredients anymore. For me, it's more about just like deeper hydration, regardless of what kind of where that comes from. Just like something that just is gonna sit on my face and really last and give me hydration throughout the day. So that's kind of why I'm like meh on this essence, because this toner is just giving me everything I need. But yeah, so I still want brightening. I still want that niacinamide. I decided to just go straight for niacinamide itself, and so far I've been really happy with it. It doesn't really leave behind a residue or anything. It just kind of soaks into the skin, so that's good. Okay, so I would usually talk about my vitamin C serum, which would be the Glow Recipe Pineapple C Bright Serum is my like holy grail. Absolutely love vitamin C. But right now I'm at the tail end of testing out the Neogen Real Vita C Powder Lemon, 17%. This is actually a powdered form of vitamin C, and it's got some other ingredients in there to help boost hydration and softening as well. It's something that, according to SocoGlam, you're supposed to mix in with either a toner or an essence, something more watery so it can actually dissolve. I haven't had the best of luck with that. I tried mixing it with this essence, and they say you need a more generous amount than you would just like spray. You need like almost like a palm full of essence or toner to really get that to dissolve down. And then by the time I have all that in my hand, I'm trying to like do this and like get it on my face. It just isn't. It's not a convenient way to use vitamin C, in my opinion, because it creates kind of a mess. And then you have this whole palm full, right, of essence or toner. It's got the vitamin C in it, and then you have to. The other option is to quickly try to like slap it and get it on, and then you end up with it dripping. It's not great. And if you try to use a more reasonable amount of liquid, then it stays grainy. That powder stays really grainy and can almost feel like a physical exfoliation. It's kind of rough on your skin. And then the other option would be and I'll actually use my nighttime serum right now just to show you guys, because sometimes I do use in the morning. Other times I mix it with the Blythe pressed serum. This is the Crystal Ice Plant. I use this in the evening after I've been out like on a hot day, and I'll talk about it more in the Get Unready video with me, but it's fine. It's not amazing, but it does have a lot of cooling properties. So it helps to kind of cool and calm the skin. So I'll mix it with the serum, or I'll mix it with what I'm using as my day and night moisturizer, which is the Glow Recipe Avocado Melt Sleeping Mask. I use this in the day in AM routine as my daily moisturizer. It's incredible. And I use it at night, so twice a day with this guy. Anyway, or I'll try to mix it in with here. I know that means that the vitamin C is going to take longer to absorb, can potentially be less effective than putting it on earlier in my routine, but that's really the only way that I've gotten it to really break down and feel comfortable on my skin. But even then, if I use 1 scoop, everything's fine. SocoGlam recommends you can also use 2 scoops. I tried 2 scoops, and it turns everything, all my more emollient products, into almost a paste that's once again very grainy. And no matter what I do, no matter where it goes in my routine, this stuff pills my sunscreen and my moisturizer to no end. Like every time I use this, if I just run my finger across my cheek or my forehead, I end up with like a little ball of what looks to be sunscreen mixed with dead skin mixed with vitamin C powder. It's just not, I don't know. I think there needs to be some more refining to get this to a proper like powder that's super easy to dissolve and absorb. To me, it just doesn't, it feels kind of like an incomplete formulation. I don't know. I wasn't a fan. But once I'm done with this review, I'll probably have some friends try it, see if they like it. Otherwise, it'll probably be one that I gotta toss, or you know what, I might mix it in with maybe like my body lotion or something. I don't know. I don't want to waste it because they give you a ton. This will last forever, and they give you this teensy little scoop, so you just use 1 or 2 scoops of this. And so I have months and months of vitamin C in here, so it's a great value. I just don't think it was executed very well. But I'm going to use it just for the sake of, showing you guys. I'm going to mix it with that Blythe pressed serum, and then we'll move on to that Glow Recipe moisturizer, and then we'll talk sunscreen, and then we're all set. So with the serum, I just use like there you go, like an almond-sized amount right into the palm of my hand. It has this kind of like Vaseline looking texture or color, but it's very, very very much like a gel. It glides on really well. It doesn't have any greasiness. And then I just take my Neogen vitamin C powder like so. Whoop, whoop. I'm gonna get myself some more. I just dropped that. And then you just mix it in. So you can see, upon first glance, with something more like thicker, like this gel, it looks like it did a pretty good job of absorbing, and you don't need that much. And then I just kind of press. And so with that serum, you can still kind of feel it. You want to mix it for a few seconds. So it just takes some more time than using something like the Cosrx Triple C Lightning Liquid, which is also exclusive to SocoGlam. With that is just like bloop, drop, drop, drop. But I guess the thing of it is that can oxidize. You want to keep that product refrigerated because it's kind of in an unstable format, whereas a powder, that'll just last and last. It activates on contact with the liquid you're mixing it with. But I'm willing to trade off that. I think the inconvenience of having to use it in a decent amount of time and keeping it cold is much less, it's less impactful to my routine than it is to have to try to find a way to mix this product and have to make sure it's properly blended all the way and make sure it isn't grainy. And then even after all that, a couple hours later, you're at work and you look down, you go to the mirror and your chin's all full of little rolls from where the vitamin C is starting to pill up. So I don't know. I'm just using it to hit my month mark so I can finish my review, which is in a couple days. And then I'm probably done with it because I've got my serum is in this closet here. And so I just can't wait to get back to that because I freaking love that stuff so much. So yeah, sorry Neogen, that product is just kind of not my jam. But I could see people that get frustrated with their Cosrx Lightning Liquid. Maybe they don't use it that frequently or they forget it a lot because it's all the way in the kitchen or wherever they have their fridge. And so I could see someone coming to that product after a couple months and opening it and it's completely oxidized and they're like, what the heck, I spent $20 whatever and I only got 6 uses out of it or whatever. So this is something that if you forget it's there, it's not going to go bad or stale or oxidize, at least not as quickly. And so you can come back to it in a couple months or in a few weeks if you're not super religious about your vitamin C, or if you only use it as a spot treatment. So that makes some sense. I guess maybe as a spot treatment, I wouldn't mind it because if you're using it in the PM and it's almost like a paste, you can just put that on and be good. So it might have its place. I'm gonna keep using it and put together that review. Maybe there is a use case for that versus something that oxidizes faster. But for me, I'm a religious vitamin C every single morning. It goes with me, 7 days a week. I put it on just like I put on my sunscreen because they really work synergistically. So I want something that is, I can grab it, drop, 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 even right into my sunscreen, or, the fluid's perfect for early in the routine because I can just kind of pat that in and be good to go. I don't like this mixing and blending and the pilling. It's just not for me. Anyway, okay, so last step is the Glow Recipe Avocado Melt sleeping mask. I used this for a month as just a nighttime sleeping mask. Let me get where did my, I'll just get a fresh one. I used this for a month as a sleeping mask. Absolutely loved it. It's one of my favorite K-beauty products, or just, I guess, skincare products in general. And so I still have, even after a month of using it 3 to 4 times a week, I still have probably about half the jar Yeah, I'd say about half the jar left. So I was like, do I want to just keep using it at nighttime? Because it was just such a good moisturizer. I was like, let me try using this in the daytime because I feel like it never felt my skin, or never left my skin feeling too greasy or oily. It has almost this kind of like semi-matte finish that I really like. And so I was like, maybe I'll just try this in the morning. It doesn't have any crazy acids. It has PHA, but that's gentle enough that you could use that in the AM. And it's just got a lot of nourishing ingredients. And I was like, I wonder if this can keep that hydration and nourishment on my skin all day, just like it does all night. And it sure does. It is, I mean, I love this stuff. To me, it's probably one of the most versatile moisturizers out there. You can use this as a wash-off mask if you're running short on time in the evening and don't want to put it on and sleep with it, or you're just uncomfortable with sleeping masks. Or you just want to do like just a 10-minute boost of hydration, you can rinse this off, like put a thicker layer, leave it for about 10 to 30 minutes and rinse it off, and you have this really nice soft skin. You could do that in the AM too. And then it works as an overnight mask just to provide a lot of nighttime hydration, leave your skin feeling really soft and plump in the morning and just super nourished. And then for me in the daytime, all of those toners and essences and serums are all kind of that watery hydration, and this just works to lock it in so well. And it has this kind of like soft glow finish, so it's nothing like oily or greasy. It's very comfortable to wear during the day, and it's easy to rinse off. It's not like a night cream that's like heavy that you really need to like scrub off the next morning, so you're not walking around all day with like this thick layer. I just go on pretty thin and I just kind of pat it in, and my skin just feels incredibly soft, ultra moisturized, has that nice glow to it, and that lasts for hours and hours. Like I really love it. It almost like, you know, it's a product that I want to like, I'm gonna put this on my elbows because my elbows are dry, or, you know, even like just a tiny bit on the lips. I love this stuff. Like, you really don't even need a lip cream. It's just kind of this all-purpose, super nourishing hydrator. I used to have oily combination skin. Now I have more normal to combination. And even with super oily skin, you might be like super scared of like heavier products like this. But I think it's gonna take some getting used to with the texture, because it does leave like, you know, it leaves something behind. It's its attention as a night cream. But I think if you just use a lighter amount, or if you have like a super watery lotion, like the Cosrx oil-free birch sap lotion or emulsion, if you have that and it's just not quite giving you what you need in the evening, or during the winter time, and you just want something to kind of boost it up, this would be great as a mix-in. Just a little dab of this with whatever lotion you're using, just to take that hydration, take that nourishment, take that emollient level just a step up without making you feel too heavy or like weighed down by your product. So that's it. That's my morning routine. Obviously, it goes a lot faster when I'm not talking about it. Occasionally, if I've got time in the mornings, like on the weekends, I will do a morning sheet mask, absolutely. But right now, this was just supposed to be a quick refresh, and I'm headed right back out the door. But I hope you found some interesting information. I will link all of the products below. And then if you have any questions or comments about these products, or any recommendations for some products that you use as part of your morning routine, make sure to include those as well in the comments. Thank you so much to all the new followers. I've had kind of a round of some people that have stumbled across my Sweet Chef skincare review videos, my vitamin C battle videos. So for all you newcomers, welcome, welcome, welcome. Please feel free to share with your friends and family who might be interested in skincare. I don't use 100% K-Beauty products. You saw some Ordinary in here today. I'm also using this Youth to the People kombucha toner, which I will be covering in my Get Unready video. I've also got, this is K-Beauty, but I just want to share. I just started using the Peach and Lily Pore Proof Perfecting Clay Mask. So there's a lot of stuff that I'm excited to share. I've got the retinoid from Ordinary. I've got the salicylic acid from the Ordinary that's in my evening routine. So, oh, and then I have the new Glow Recipe Avocado Milk Retinol Eye Sleeping Mask that I've been using at night. So lots of new stuff. So feel free to share if you have anybody that's curious about skincare in general. And I look forward to providing some more videos with you guys, for you guys in the near future. So thanks so much, and as always, stay glowing. Bye. Hi guys, I am so sorry. I totally forgot about sunscreen, which is the most important part of your daytime routine. So I just wanted to cut back in real quick. You can see my camera setup. So it's that like thing. So I like stick my camera, my phone to this, and that's why I have to use the front facing camera. Otherwise, you would end up with like a reverse view of me, so that wouldn't be good. Okay, or I guess you'd end up looking at the mirror. I don't know. Anyway, so the sunscreen, I'm literally just gonna yell at you about sunscreen and then that's it. The sunscreen I'm using right now is the Differin. Come on, buddy. Maybe not. Let's see. Boom. The Differin oil absorbing sunscreen moisturizer. The ingredients list, it's really a sunscreen with some hydrating factors. I would not call this a moisturizer, but it's SPF 30 and you get 4 ounces, which is pretty good for a sunscreen. And so I'll usually do 2 layers of this product because it is marketed as a moisturizer too. So I just want to make sure I'm getting the proper SPF coverage. Other sunscreens that I reach for are the Neogen Daylight Sun Protecting Lotion. I love the Misha Sun Milk Essence Fluid, although I came back to that recently. That was the first one I used last year, and our first K-Beauty sunscreen, and I just used it again a couple weeks ago, and I wasn't a big fan of the fragrance. So I don't know if I would ever rebuy that, but I love the consistency, and it's super like fluid feeling, and I like that it doesn't leave a white cast. So those are the reasons why I loved it to begin with, and it is fairly affordable comparatively to some other sunscreens. So that's why I like that one, but the fragrance is pretty intense. And then the Make Prem UV Defense Me Sun Gel, that is a really, really good one that provides 0 white cast and a lot of moisturization as well. So, but I got this different one because it was like $8 or $9. It's a drugstore brand, and I burned through sunscreen so fast, so I was trying to find something that might give me a little bit more bang for my buck. And to be honest, this doesn't leave any white cast. It feels just fine on the skin. Its residue or the sheen that it leaves behind is a little oily, but it dissipates after about 10 minutes. It kind of cools back down, especially when you do like 2 or 3 layers like I do. But it's fine. It's just like if you looked up basic sunscreen in the dictionary, like this is gonna be it. Like I don't feel like it's incredibly hydrating or like nourishing in any particular way. It's just sun protection that's affordable. So it's good for like, I don't know, I can put it on my ears, I can put it on my neck and my back of the neck, and I'm not like, oh, this was $32 for 50 mils. Like you get, what would that be, 120 mils? 118 milliliters for like $7 or $8. I mean, you can't beat that. It says it's oil absorbing. I don't find that to be the case. I don't feel matte after I use this. In fact, it kind of gives me a bit of a sheen, and I like that. It kind of softens to a more natural glow after a few minutes. But anyway, that's the sunscreen I've been using. I'll do a review of it. It'll probably be a quick one because I don't have a ton to say about it. It's sunscreen, doesn't have a lot more going for it other than sun protection, but because it's a moisturizer, I would say go 2 layers instead of 1, because a lot of times these moisturizers with sunscreen or like makeup with sunscreen, you need a lot more than you think to get that SPF factor out of it. Whereas like a dedicated SPF, like a specific sunscreen only product, they're intending just that 1/4 tablespoon. But with something like this that's also a lotion, you might need to go heavier. So that's it. I'm so sorry I missed that earlier, but don't forget your sunscreen. Okay, bye.